Page 8, Michael, row the boat ashore. This is a neat little piece that has some challenges to it. Right underneath the title they talk about the chords, the 1, the 4, and the 5/7 chords. So let's just review that real quick. I don't know, I'm hoping in the method book, because I'm not coordinating these books together, the method book has already showed you the chords, so I don't have to teach the chords, I just point them out. You see the Roman numerals underneath the bottom staff throughout here? That's the chord number. So there's the 1 chord, just starting out, we're in the key of C, so the 1 chord is the C chord. Next measure, another 1 chord, then the 4 chord for the key of C. Then go down 1 line, directly down with the half notes in the left hand, the 1, 5/7, 1. That's basically the chords that are used. That's what they're talking about up there. I don't have a lot to say about them. It's good to know these chords. They're called the primary chords. Every key, C major, F major, G major, D, whatever, has 3 primary chords. The 1, the 4, and the 5/7 chord. And this is it for the key of C. Later on, you'll understand a little better about why it helps to know them, but just know that it helps to know them. Now, in my opinion, the challenging thing about this piece is going to be the rhythm. But before we get to the rhythm, we got to cover the notes. I like to do things in a particular order. So, first I want to get the notes and the fingering in the right hand. Let's just cover this. Starting out with a C and an E, second finger on that. So your hand's actually in this position, not this position. You're here. So it's 1, and then a 4th finger on the G, and then here. And you're basically in this position for most of the piece, although you still need to play the D, and you're going to use second finger. You just come down when you need the D. Now go to the end of the first line. Now after the rest, the last 2 notes, you're coming down, 3rd finger on the G, or on the E, you're just coming down here. Now you're in this position. You need to be in this position for what's coming up. So that's that. And that's basically it as far as the notes and the fingering goes for this piece. Hopefully you can get that much. And once you understand that okay, then we go back and we get the rhythm. Coming in on beat 3, because there's a 2 beat pickup. So it's 3/4. 3, 4, 1. Now this dotted rhythm thing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The 8th note, E, is on the end of 2. 2 and. 1 and 2 and. The quarter note gets a count. 1 and it ends on beat 2. 1 and 2 right there. The dot gets half a count, and that starts on beat 2. When the quarter note ends, the dot takes over, and that's a half a count. It's just the end, or the 2, the first part of 2. So it's 1 and 2 and on the dotted, and then the next, the G, that's on 3. 3 and. So it's the first full measure with the G. 1 and 2 and 3 and. And you see the A's tied? Well, if I take out the tie for a bit and play all the notes, I get this in that measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But if I put the tie in, I just hang on to the A, I don't play it again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Like so. So the first phrase, you see the curved line, the first phrase is 3 and. 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and rest and. That's basically what it is. That's the hardest part of the rhythm. That rhythm happens again and again and again. Now, left hand. Well, we've already covered the chords on the left hand at the beginning. You know what those are. And then go to the end of the first line. Then make sure you know what these notes are. Well, they're the same notes basically that were in the chords. And And the rhythm's the same as what we had in the right hand. Second line, first measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. So, you know, the left hand's getting the melody too, but it's the same basic rhythm and melody that the right hand has had. So then you put the hands together. So it's here at the beginning. One hand is in this position and the other hand is in this position. That's all right, we can deal with that. So it's 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and rest and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, rest. Now you're playing both hands together. 2, 3, 4, 1. Then the left hand gets it. Now watch out on the third line down. First measure left hand. You have to cross over. Don't really have to, but it's a good practice. We need practice at this, so let's go ahead and do it. So there, and 2. Rest. 4, rest, and then you can get the rest of it. So slowly you get to where you can play the notes and the rhythms correctly in both hands. And then you can go back and there's no real articulation, there's phrasing, so follow the phrasing. The rest will help you out, but it, like in the second line, in the second measure there, here, you have a half note, ends a phrase, and the C starts a phrase, you lift up just a little bit, so there's a little silence there before you go on, and do that between each phrase, although most of the time you get a rest, so you have to. At the beginning, the only dynamic really, well, there are very little dynamics. It says it's medium loud. MF, mezzo forte, you'll have to decide what medium loud is. It's sort of loud. Not loud, a little less than loud. And that's the melody. Keep these chords soft. When you get down to the second line at the end, now it's F, that's loud. So you just come up and get a little louder, not a lot. And that's the melody. So keep the chords soft. And you stay loud for the rest of the thing. Those dynamics are suggestions. If you'd like to change them after you learn it, that's fine. As far as the words go, you can sing it if you want. I'm not getting into that. It says it's onomatope. Well, you can, this is a fairly well-known piece for most people. How fast do you want to play it? Again, it's onomatope is out of animated, which is a lively, okay, not real fast, just. You got to take it at your animated, not my animated. So you'll have to decide on how fast you're going to take this. But that's an idea. I would like to play this slowly with you. Slowly with you. I'm not doing dynamics. I want to double check the notes and the rhythms. If you have to, just play it one hand at a time for a while with me. But make sure we get the right notes and the right rhythms. Now try and figure it out first. And then check yourself with me. Don't do it with me and try and just copy me and do what I'm doing. You won't learn it that way, believe me. You do it yourself first. Now since there's a 2-beat pickup, I'm only going to give us 2 counts. I'm going to go ready, go, and we go. So go ahead and put your hands where they go, and we'll go. There's a lot of going on here. Ready, go. 4 and 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, rest. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 2. rest. 2, 3, 4, rest.